South African squash player Awande Malinga has received a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play and study abroad. Now, the former under-19 squash champion has been awarded a scholarship to study at Drexel University in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, in the USA. This is indeed an exciting career move for Awande, who now joins us in studio for a chat to talk to us all about how the sponsorship came about. Good morning, Awande. Good to see you.
Morning, Rachel. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the last time I saw you. I think you were like 15 or 16 years back.
Yeah.
You've now grown into a young lady.
Exactly, yeah.
And getting ready to leave the shores of South Africa. Talk to us about how the sponsorship came about.
Yeah, so I did a lot of extensive research on kind of getting into a college overseas in the USA. But ultimately, I took it up for myself to do the research, find the coaches and do all these things. And fortunately, I got in contact with a couple of coaches. They were quite interested in my squash. So I got introduced to this one coach from the college that I'm going to, which is Drexel.
Yeah.
And he was very interested in how I played, and the culture fit was just amazing. So I was able to go actually to the school and see the squash courts, the athletic rooms and everything. Yeah. And yeah, he accepted me in, so it was good, yeah.
So it was just like that?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you had to sort of put a case forward, right? You had to motivate why you deserve to essentially be part of the squash team out at Drexel University. What did you say in your emails? How did you put your case forward? How did you sell yourself, for lack of a better phrase?
Yeah, so ultimately I made a list of like 50 people to outreach to. Yes. And then I did a bunch of research on YouTube on the NCAA, where they kind of share information about how you can email these coaches. And then I made a list, I emailed each one, ticked it off, and then sent my videos, had a good subject line, and kind of just gave off my whole accolades for the past couple of years. Yeah. And yeah, he felt interested immediately, and he started the process of accepting me into the team, yeah.
What I absolutely love about your story is that you took it upon yourself to do that research. You took time to research, to learn about the offerings at the university, how that will essentially put you in good stead when you go overseas to Drexel University. Why is the sponsorship important to you? What are you not getting here in South Africa that you have to go abroad to get?
Well, I'm very thankful for the sponsors that I've had so far. I mean, I've had Technifiber for equipment. I've had Solming, who's been there for a while in terms of shoes. I've had Dr. Nicole Lowe for my chiropractor to get my body primed for the squash court. Yeah. And I've had other people along my journey to help me in terms of sponsorship. So it's like tangible stuff such as the clothing, the rackets, stuff that I need to actually play. But then ultimately what I actually need, or something that will help me more, is financial sponsors that can take me overseas so I can actually play these tournaments against the top 100 ladies in the world. And that ultimately helps with my improvement in squash and helps me to get in contact with other coaches such as people who have coached the #1 in the world. So getting in contact with these coaches will improve my squash so much more, and that's what I'm not getting, unfortunately, which is the financial support. But I think my parents have helped me so much so far, and I've had so much opportunities that other girls or other young kids couldn't get that type of opportunity. So I'm very grateful for what I've had so far, and to say that I've been to France, I've been to Singapore and Malaysia to represent my country is more than enough currently. But if there's an opportunity for me to actually have that financial support, I think there's a lot that I'll be able to do.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that financial support because it's quite crucial for being such a young woman in sport. But talk to us about how this, the sponsorship, not sponsorship, but the scholarship works. Is it a one-year scholarship, and it's also tied to your academic performances, right?
Yes. Yeah. So there's different options that you can get. You can either get like a 3-year contract or a 4-year contract. I got a 1-year contract that renews every single year. but obviously my squash has to be on point, my academics has to be on point, and I'm very prepared to focus in on both these areas because that's ultimately what I'm there to do anyway. So it's kind of just putting my head down and just focusing and just putting my all and representing my family, my friends, and the people who have supported me along the way, and my country. So it's pressure, yes, but it's good pressure for me to kind of push myself forward.
I guess in simple terms, you're leveling up. You're leveling up in your squash career, and that also means, you know, playing in the best state-of-the-art facilities out at Drexel University, also leveling your play, taking up a high notch, a standard high. Does that, though, intimidate you, having to go to a place where the level is high, because you've been so used to a certain level in South Africa that your level is going to have to be on the same par as the squash player in Drexel? Does that intimidate you, or is that something that you're looking forward to learning and getting to that level as well?
I definitely am. One of my mottos is just seeing what my potential is. And at least I've had that type of opportunity to see how other players play overseas. I've like I named early on, I've been to these countries, but it's kind of tough when you're in South Africa and you don't have those type of players to actually help you improve. So you feel like you're staying stagnant instead of moving up. And this opportunity that I have now to go to Drexel has helped me so much, because now I can see truly like where am I in terms of the other players around the world, and I'm very prepared to see how well I can do.
Yeah, for as long as I've known you, you've always been a junior player, but you've now made the transition to being a senior player. You're playing with the senior players. You're turning 19 years tomorrow, so happy birthday in advance on that.
Thank you so much.
But how has this transition been, the evolution of Awande from being a junior to now playing with the best players in the country? Has that been an easy transition, or it's been tough?
It's been a very tough transition, not only physically but mentally. And most of squash, like 70% of the game is mental, and then 30% is the squash and playing. So the past couple of months I've struggled quite a bit with kind of getting myself hungry to win matches, or to believe that I can beat these other people. And I've struggled with that for quite a while. And only now am I seeing my fruits of my labor come true, because there's been 3-2 matches against males that are quite tough to play against. But I mean, I see the improvement. I see that the tenacity that is coming out from me. Not only do I see that, but my coach, my dad, other people that are watching me are very invested in my progress, and which is really nice to see that other people see a lot in me. Sometimes I might not believe that, but when they say it, it makes me think and be like, okay, one day, like maybe there is something here that is cooking or something. So ultimately, I'm quite invested in improving each and every time, and playing against males helps me a lot, because now I can transition and play against the males and then play against the ladies, and then kind of improve my game a lot more out of that. All
right, looking forward to getting to see what you're going to do at Drexel University. Congratulations on everything that you've accomplished. When do you leave, very quickly? When do you leave?
I leave in September.
All right, so there's still more time. There's still more time to say goodbye to your family. Awande Malinga joining us in studio this morning just to talk to us about this new scholarship deal that she's gotten at Drexel University, where she'll be playing squash at the university, and of course leveling up, and essentially, you know, wants to become one of the best squash players to come out of the country.